Okay, let's use some of the power of our tools to kind of like actually customize our ceiling system we've come up with now. First thing I want to do is I'm going to turn the previews back on the preview back on so we can see our cubes. They're kind of long right now, but they're also small. They're also 1 foot by 1 foot. And remember, we spaced them at a 2 foot grid. So if I was to come over here and we looked at how we started with the code block originally, the points by coordinates, um, we spaced them from 0 to 20 in increments of 2. And what we might want to do is just make them wider. So let's go to where we can actually make those rectangles. See, we have a width and length control. They're defaulting to 1. So I'm going to just give it a new number. I'm going to use a code block again. And let's say we want it to be something smaller than 2 foot. So I'm going to go 1.7 feet or 1.7 units. And we're going to plug those into the width and length of our tiles. And then I have this on manual, so actually I'm going to just set this back to automatic. Hold on just a second. All right, and now our tiles are all, or our cubes, or whatever we wanted to call them, are all nice and close to each other. The other thing is that this is a square room, and it could be possible that we might be interested in just changing the basic geometry of this. Let me just rotate this into an orientation where we can see it a little better. And let's say I wanted to make the room a little bit longer. It's 20 feet, and I wanted to extend that out to be a bit longer. So once again, I got to click on that to get it back, the hand away. And remember, our code block set 20 foot in the X and the Y direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just duplicate one of these. Oops. Control CV. And I'm going to change one to 40. And we'll make that the X value and see what that looks like. And it takes a second to run. And now that panel system has been stretched out a longer length. And now you'll notice if I was to rotate back here a little bit. Oops, wrong tool. There we go. Now we get this really nice, towards the end of this extension, right? We get this thing coming really nice and close to the floor. I think that really looks quite attractive. So we've just quickly made a couple of changes and had to do very little new design work. So let's take a look now at what that looks like inside of Revit. Let me spin this around here, kind of so we're in the same orientation. All right, and we now have the start of a ceiling system. Once again, we're getting those blue lines, and that's because in Dynamo we have these things previewing. Let me go back here and turn off the things we don't want to see. What we don't want to see is those, and it's actually time now that we could actually turn off the coordinate systems too, because we're getting pretty close to the end here. All right, so now we're all set to really start working inside of Revit to kind of finish up a design for us for this project. And we'll do that next.